barbershop conversation, guys. Feel free, hit the subscribe button. Tesla Talk is back. I got uh, click the link below. Nine Wise Extraordinary Film. Thank you guys for supporting it. Truly appreciate y'all. All right, let's unpack this. There's been a lot of conversation past, especially during quarantine, about Devin Haney, who's the best 135 pounder. They ain't fighting nobody. But here's the problem. Everyone's talking about it, but everyone's afraid to do something about it. Everyone's afraid to stand up. The media is still covering the Tank Davis fight. How we gonna get the best fight the best? How we gonna post about it, talk about it, write about it, and cover the fight and not and you're covering it from a perspective of celebrating the event as opposed to standing up to the event and saying it's one of the worst pay-per-views. I mean, it's just bad. Tank is fighting a nobody, and it does not deserve to be on pay-per-view. And these 135 pounders need to start fighting each other because I'm willing. And 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 this is, I remember when when Malcolm talks about the media. You know what I mean? Hoodwinked and bamboozled. You know what I'm saying? So, um, media got to stand up. You can't complain about the problem and then celebrate the problem. It's simple. Tank is fighting nobody, right? If George Cambosa wasn't a mandatory, I would be saying the same thing. If you understand, so um, it's just sad, man. They robbing the fans. And the fans, and I encourage your fan, and this ain't no just black media. I'm talking to all media. I'm talking to ESPN, Showtime, everybody. This ain't Fred ain't. I'm talking to all the media. Media is really. They want to get along. You know what I mean? The only person I've seen stand up in the past 2 years, I mean, outside of me, is probably Mike Coppinger. You know what I'm saying? Sure. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, man, I have no respect for Mike Coppinger. But I'm just saying, man, we would have never found out about steroid gate hadn't been for Mike Coppinger's courageousness. So at the end of the day, who's gonna stand up to Showtime? Who's gonna challenge? Who's gonna challenge him? Who's gonna challenge Floyd Mayweather? Who's gonna challenge? Who else is left? Leonard Ellaby. Who's going to challenge Tank Davis? Who's gonna challenge his handlers? Because a BS fight. There's no reason being on pay-per-view. You're robbing the fans of money and wasting boxing's time. And when the fans start responding with their money and their concerns, we heard Tank Davis yesterday. He said he got kind of bothered. He said, "Who else ain't? Nobody else is fighting anybody." As much as Tank reminds me of some of the kids I used to teach and how I really to succeed, view his success more than the money that feeds my kids. I don't. And it's becoming the go along, get along game. I haven't seen no resistance. None. Zero. You understand what I'm saying? We'll complain about it. But who gonna stand up and say this is bull, this is BS? Have fun. Um, oh, and another thing too. Yeah. What the hell, yo, if man bless this person, ambulance, fire, all that. Yeah. Um, how is Teofimo Lopez about this? in these hills. But the go along, get along gang, man. What we gonna do about it? What we gonna do about it? Teofimo Lopez is just skirting around, getting a free pass. It's cute when we talk about it online, but then when you go see him face to face and you say nothing, white liberals control our outrage. You know that? Because here we have an example of where we can do something about it. We have black media members, we have Latino media members, and yet nobody's doing anything about it. This is why white liberals control the media and control your minds and control your outrage. Because Teofimo Lopez should not be allowed to say stuff like that. But we allow it. And then we complain black fighters don't get a fair share. Media is cowards, fighters are cowards. What Darwin Price say? The fighters are hoes. Media is becoming hoes. You know what I mean? So Teofimo Lopez is free doing what he want. Tank Davis is doing what he want, and we gonna complain. How the hell we gonna complain about the government and we on welfare? I repeat, how you gonna complain about the government and we on welfare? Man, those free sandwiches, those credentials, those what else we get? Access, the 3-minute interview that you're allowed to get. Man, I don't know, man. Fred different, man. Fred is special. Fred is special because I could have bit my tongue and happily been a part of the go along get along game. Really could, but I chose not to. And if there was more Freds out there, and I would admit we need more. We need people on the inside, but at the end of the day, when we're getting lobs like back-to-back weekends, Devin Haney's fighting a tough opponent. Tank Davis is fighting a trash opponent. Teofimo Lopez is fighting a mandatory. He can do and say what he wants in front of black people. We want bag. We want access. I ain't built like that. I'm special. I'm special. So, anyways, I think Tank Davis is a trash fight, and Teofimo Lopez got a trash mouth. And the reason why they get away with it is because y'all use y'all money. Don't complain. Matter of fact, whatever media company covers this fight, fans, I suggest that you tell them you can't complain about the 135-pound division when the next 2 weeks in boxing, we can make a huge imprint on what the hell is going on in boxing. You need to challenge Teofimo Lopez on his ignorance of his language and the BS he's doing in terms of it's a mandatory, gets a little more leniency than Tank Davis. Tank Davis fighting a BS fight. Floyd and the Leonard will be stealing money. Showtime, Al Heyman, they stealing money, and we doing nothing about it. And guess what's going to happen next? They're going to create another opponent, get Mario Barrios. You know what I mean? All men should be standing up for Rolly right now. All men. Not because we like him, but it's principle. Principle. Just like we should be standing up for Michael Fox. Principle. We ain't going to do it. Access. Free sandwiches. Credentials. 3 or 4 minute interviews. We ain't going to stand on truth. We stand on what's popular. We stand on what's trending. What's trending this week in boxing? Exactly. That's what we talking about. We ain't gonna talk about the truth because it ain't gonna be most popular. You know what I mean? And that's why I'm not the most popular. Well, excuse me. I'm popular, not the most likable. You know what I mean? So, but anyways, man, I stand on it. I challenge all media. If you cover this fight, and I would love, we need media to cover this fight that got some cojones that stand on truth. You know what I mean? I don't care what race you are. Like, really, I don't care what race you are. You could be white. You could be Mexican. You could be black. You could be whatever age, demographic you are. Stand on the truth. Stand on what the people really want. You know what I mean? But you know what they gonna ask? Who you fighting next, Tank? Oh, that was a great knockout. Knocked out Cruz in the third round. That was a great knockout. Teofimo Lopez. Oh, that was a great knockout. You knocked them out in the second round. That was a great knockout, man. No one's on the N word. Oh man. Barbershop conversations, man. Feel free to hit the subscribe button. And we'll see. Tonight in the barbershop, we got Marvelous Marvin Hagler's grandson, uh, James Hagler. Should be pretty dope. Um, and I'm excited to meet him and talk to him at the same time. So be there at 9 o'clock tonight. 9 Wives, 24 hours, 7 days a week. Click the link. I appreciate everyone that supported. And my challenge is to the media. This is a non-denominational challenge. This is a non-ethnic challenge. This is across the board. Because we need all media to stand up. All media, not just black media, not just white media, not just media, not just media, new media, all media. Conversation. Feel free to hit the subscribe button. I'll talk to you someplace.